Thank you, Jason Andera with Brian Haenchen and Craig Mattick to do another round of playoff previews. This week, we get the semifinals after a great quarterfinal round, and we're going to break down 11 AAA and 11 AA, and you can go on to the Argus Sports Facebook page to see the breakdowns of all 7 classes. But let's get to 11 AAA first. Brian, does Roosevelt have an upper hand because they won 29-0 the first time around?
They might. That defense looked really impressive the first time they came through, shutting out Washington and ending that win streak. But you have to remember Washington since then has become a much better team. And Roosevelt, they've had some tough games. They've really had to fight it out. So it's a toss-up going in.
Craig, what do you think?
Washington's Capella had been hurt at the beginning of the year. The quarterback, Haenchen, had appendicitis. They're healthy. They've won 7 in a row. Washington has some dynamite stars, and I think I got Washington barely winning this one.
Another rematch that a lot of people are talking about. Brandon Valley gave O'Gorman their first loss of the year. Can they give them the second?
I think that we learned a lot about Brandon Valley in that game, that when they have the right matchup, they can run the ball, they can pound the ball, play good physical football. I think that gives them an edge there going into Friday night against O'Gorman. I think they pull it out.
You got Carter Althoff of Brandon Valley and Canyon Bauer of O'Gorman, 2 exciting playmakers, but I think Brandon Valley is going to have more of the plays to win.
Now on to 11 AA, where we've got the number 1 seed, Pierre, the only team that seemed like they had a manageable quarterfinal victory. They're at home against Brookings. Craig, you get us started on this one. Why would the Governors have a problem with Brookings, if at all?
If Brookings can run the ball constantly and hold on to the ball, keep that high-powered offensive Pierre off the field, Brookings has a chance. But Pierre just has, with Stout and Rash, that's a pretty good 1-2 punch. I like Pierre.
With Pierre, you can't forget, too, their offensive line this year has really stepped it up. They lost a lot of starters from last year. Haven't really missed a beat in 2018. They've looked like a team on another level. They've just gotten better and better since losing their opener against Harrisburg. I got Pierre in a fairly decisive win.
All right, in the other semifinal, we've got a couple of teams that squeaked by their quarterfinals. Huron did it on the road against Harrisburg, while Yankton eked out a 1-point win against Sturgis at home.
Huron is going to want to control the ball like Sturgis did against Yankton. They're going to keep it on the ground and just grind clock, hopefully bring some pressure with their defense. Yankton, they're just going to try and do what they've done all year, and that's air it out to their playmakers. They have so many weapons on that offense. It'll be a fun one to watch, but I just don't know if Huron has enough to hang with Yankton.
Hats off to the Tigers if they can do that, like Sturgis did last week. But I think Yankton, with that offense, with their quarterback and their wide receivers, just a ton of yards passing this year, I think they're big-time threats. I got the Bucks winning this.
All right, back to you.